me advice for, I will follow till the end of the earth. Even if he says jump off a cliff, I would say, you know what, you know something about this that I don't, true. I'll give it a shot.
It's a small cliff. Tipu would never do that.
Or there's water at the bottom of it.
Right, and it's not very high. Again. But it looked like Tainted Minds, they had a bit of an issue, but it looks like we're loaded into the map. Gibraltar, you see the fist bumps coming out as map number 1 is loading on up. Again, OpTic Gaming versus Tainted Minds. OpTic just trying to keep their sort of position in the standings. They're not going to overtake Rise Nation, but you know, Rise losing last night does, I believe they're both 6-2 or right around that area. They both have 2 losses, so that'll be a good match, and I like the pink. I like the pink a lot with Tainted Minds.
And the best part about this series, potentially, is the colors. It really is beautiful. I'm making an early prediction. Obviously, Gibraltar, an AR-dominant map, so I'm going with the smart thing and saying I think Scump drops like 38, 39 kills, leads the lobby. That's my expectation for this.
All right, well, let's see as OpTic, Scump and Methods find some kills, but there's the trades out of Swiftazor and Damage, and Damage has been a very key guy for Tainted Minds with that AR, has put up some big numbers in the past couple of months, but there's Crim6 finding 2. Just back and forth so far. We know Tainted Minds, when you're on this side of the map, you play a little conservative. You don't want those spawns to flip for that second hill. Nibble, he's trying to get pushed up with this PPSH, but he's got a lot of players to deal with. His 3 members of the OpTic Gaming team are up top, and now Methods, he's going to get in that hill. But Swiftazor trying to stay alive. You saw he was trying to just back it up again. Look how slow those pink arrows are playing.
And they're also a little bit turtled up. Nimble, though, wins a pretty important 1v1 on Methods. He's going to spawn all the way across the map, but the left side is where the pressure is going to be pouring in from OpTic Gaming. Scump, though, gets taken down, so Crim6, well, he's by himself. He's got to wait. He's got to wait for his teammates to come out, and you see Damage able to win the one-on-one. This should just buy Tainted Minds an extra couple seconds of time. Well, they should be getting if they just get someone inside the hard point.
Yeah, I think OpTic with that 32-second first hill, I think you're A-okay with that, especially because you know that Fort Courtyard is one where you can find a couple of nades. You can keep those players off that hill like they're doing right now. Crim6 trying to put some pressure through gold. Here come the nades from the reinforcements as Scump's trying to get pushed up. You called him to have a big game. He had a big couple yesterday. He finds a couple of kills. Nades are going to go out, but the rest of OpTic spawning out towards that low cave side. So a lot of pressure on Swiftazor right now. He's in a couple of gunfights, but Scump, he's not slowing down. And once again, now you have 20 seconds left. You're going to win that rotation. A good job by OpTic. Yes, Tainted Minds are going to get the rest of them, but you had a great start on that first hill.
I mean, even still for the second hill, OpTic never once, I think, stepped foot inside, and well, you can see it's not even close to a full 60. There's so much time that Tainted Minds either got taken out of or had to leave the hill to dodge nades to push out whatever it is, and they only get 41, 42 seconds, which is perfectly respectable, but now, of course, OpTic is in prime position to try to run up the score back in their favor. Octane locking things down with that STG, and, well, Tainted Minds, they got to bunch up a little bit. They got to time things together. It's worth pointing out, Methods, what he's watching now, there's no pressure coming in from cave side, and well, he times it perfectly. He starts the wrap back, and he's going to be able to pick up mid. He helps out Scump, who's going to be weak, and cleans up the necessary kill. Tainted Minds struggling to get inside.
Yeah, but Swiftazor is able to find 2, but Swifty takes him down. But I love that play from Scump. You saw him get pushed out top. Ricks find a kill. He gets weakened up and then just backs up. Methods is covering his back, and now Methods is on the hill. He's able to win a couple of gunfights. Him and Scump both on some sprees as well. Scump getting pretty close to streaks, but Swifty does take him down. But talk about a great hold right here is, again, they were at 32 seconds when they entered Castle Road. Tainted Minds didn't even get close. You didn't even see smokes. You saw no contest whatsoever. A perfect Castle Road hill for OpTic Gaming.
Well, Octane's in an interesting predicament. He's got players coming up behind him. It looks like he's going to get cleaned up. So, pretty solid start to the turret hill for Tainted Minds. You see they win the gunfight over by the mid steps, and now Swifty has the opportunity to spawn kill, and of course Swiftazor's waiting for the pressure in the back. So you got a lot of important gunfights going on all over the place, and it looks like they get traded out. OpTic Gaming, they actually still have a player pushing cave while they have everyone else pushing into the hill, and well, they get the kills all over the place. So that's like an instant retake, right? OpTic Gaming, they do it almost perfectly inside the hill. Hard point. Now they just have to start dodging some nades.
Yeah, that was a big play for OpTic Gaming. You had them pretty spread thin across the map, but so was Tainted Minds. They had, you know, guys towards this ladder room. You had guys top cave, and the gunfights go the way of OpTic. So they just basically created a pinch off the spawn. So with 20 seconds left, OpTic breaks on through. They're going to get this scrap time, and Tainted Minds, they're going to start focusing on pit center as well. What was a very close game, now about a 70-point lead for OpTic. The slaying, not too crazy. No one, you know, really lighting up the scoreboard, but it's just the rotations that OpTic have had and really the breaks the past couple of hills.
Yeah, it's also been like the one big money hill, that hill number 3 that OpTic gets the full setup on. Well, that's where they go on those 4 streaks and those 3 streaks and kind of rack up the time. And now on the opening break for the pit center hill, well, Crim6 is able to find 4 on the way to make it happen. Basically kills the entire team. Not quite by himself, has a little bit of help, but he's letting it ride as well. He's on a 5 streak. He's looking for more. He's going to choke the score streaks, but it doesn't really matter because his teammates inside the hill, they're winning the important gunfights. Octane from over top finds 2. Methods finds 1. He's surging forward, and now they're almost to the point where they're trying to spawn kill Tainted Minds, and this is on the pit center hill.
And remember, when you and I were watching Tainted Minds yesterday, it was just Tainted Minds, they always responded with the hill. They never let the lead got too big, right? So just talking about Castle Road to Turret, it just seemed like there was one situation where if they would have won those gunfights, it would have been right back in the game. It was potentially could have been tied up. Instead, OpTic break on through, and now you have this bit of a crazy lead, and now Fort Courtyard goes over to OpTic Gaming. How do Tainted Minds get back in this one? It's going to be tough for them.
They're going to have a perfect 2 to 3 rotation, if just not a great break on this second hill. You see Swifty has able to get through, but the nades are coming in, so you know OpTic's going to be at least thinking about this in the back of your mind, and that's what Crim6 is just waiting for. He's all the way in the back of the map, but he's got a lot of players coming in, and, well, Tainted Minds, they're going to get through. They're able to win 3. They're going to clean them all up, clear them all out, and now Swiftazords, he's going to spot 1. He's going to spot 2. That's the entire team of OpTic Gaming trying to surge up the left side, but what do they even do? They got to deal with Swifty in the back, and yes, they take him down, but it's still going to be another 10 seconds before they can get inside the hill. It looks like the pressure's going to be there, but they get what? These final 20 seconds? Tainted Minds, they're going to be cool with this because they get the setup for next, of course, though. Octane leading the charge. If he finds a couple kills, it'll be the opening that OpTic Gaming needs.
Yeah, so OpTic's going to take these 12 seconds, try to get some in map control. You saw Scump down low. He was trying to win a gunfight inside that cave to put pressure on Tainted Minds. Instead, it goes the way of damage. So Crim6 and Octane, it seems like, well, they're going to go for it. I thought they were just going to wait for their teammates, but Crim try to push up. Octane now trying to find an angle. And, well, he's going to find one player jumping on up. That's Swifty. Somehow Swifty died to Octane. Maybe from fall damage. Yeah, as Octane and Scump now. That duo, they're getting pushed up. You see number 8, that's Scump. He's getting very close. At least once again, keeping Tainted Minds off this hill.
I mean, you see Tainted Minds, they have to send 2 players in the back looking for Crim, and they don't even find him, so he's able to pick up 1, and that means those players can't even get inside the hill. Yeah, I was about to say, they're just wasting time. It's the same thing we saw in the second of, like, OpTic Gaming, even if they're not getting the clean breaks, they're finding ways to keep Tainted Minds outside of that hard point and just, you know, chip away 3-4 seconds here, 3-4 seconds there. It really adds up, of course, though. Tainted Minds still inside. Scump's kind of that last guy alive, and there's too many players right there for him to kill, but you see, there's already a player set up inside the next hard point for OpTic Gaming. At the end of this, they're going to have, what, about a 50-point lead, and, well, they've held this turret hill down once before. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah, but Swifty's able to find a couple of kills, and here comes the break from Tainted Minds. It's on Methods, it's on Octane, and, well, they get taken down. What a great job by Swifty and Nimble. But there's that pinch once again, and they have to be aware of it. Crim6 putting some shots in, but he gets taken down by Swiftazor, and it seems like Tainted Minds, they can rest for a little bit, but he's trying to spawn kill. He's able to find 2 as well. And this is their opportunity to get right back in this game. They get these 40 seconds. The game will be very close to being tied. And Tainted Minds, this is what we talked about. They just don't go away.
This is huge. They're getting all this time. The nades are coming in, but I don't think they're connecting. Swifty's able to stay alive. You can see 2 kills away for him to get score streaks, but he might be able to bump the hill if OpTic Gaming surges forward, but they're playing it so slow. They are pressured. Well, they sort of have it, but they're not getting the kills. Damage finds 2. Swifty gets 1. OpTic Gaming not able to get the break on turret. It looks like Scump's waiting for the 1v1, which if he gets it, it's going to be huge. It's going to shut down the score streaks. The nade should help him, and Scump wins the gunfight. An important kill to get, but either way, Tainted Minds right back in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Swifty hanging around, right? Obviously, you know, there's one player that OpTic Gaming is going to keep their eyes on. It's the guy in the hill to make sure they don't pinch him off the spawn. But as you said, even though they don't get the streaks, they're right back in this one, only down 20. But OpTic have been so good here at pit center. How will Tainted Minds break through? As Swifty and Swiftazor each find a kill. Swifty with another big 2-piece, and just like that, all 4 go down for OpTic, and Tainted Minds break on through.
And they're in a great spot. Yes, Swifty dies out of hill, but someone's right behind him to come and take his place. Now Swiftazor's with the bar, trying to keep players at bay, but Methods, well, he's just going to sit here and L-trigger all day. Either way, though, Tainted Minds, it looks like they might take their first lead. I think they've seen it this entire game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there you go. They got it. And 5-point lead, and they got the spawns for next.
And And, well, with 10 seconds left, they're still getting the scrap time, but you pointed it out. They have spawns for next. Number 4 just spawns up. That's damage. Finally, Octane and Methods are able to push on through, but they're not anywhere near close to this Fort Courtyard, so this is going to be a solid setup now for Tainted Minds. But we saw this earlier. Can they hold on to this setup? Potentially close this game out just on here. Nimble, he's watching this street side, knows there's pressure. He gets taken down, and there's 3 dead already for OpTic. They break on through. Tainted Minds cannot allow that to happen.
That's just OpTic Gaming on Gibraltar, though. You just have moments like that. You get the clean 4 sweep, and it buys and saves you so much time. So Tainted Minds, it looks like they're going to be going for one more push to keep him out, but you got to deal with Octane, who's up top mid steps, and you got to deal after that with all the players inside the hill. There is Swifty, who's behind enemy lines. He might be able to find a couple, but Methods is even ready for it. Swifty, though, wins the gunfight. He gets traded out, so no love lost. Tainted Minds, they keep the spawns for next, but this is what it comes down to. OpTic Gaming, they're going to be about, what, 15 points away from winning the game. Tainted Minds, either team could win it on this next hill. Can Tainted Minds hold, or will OpTic Gaming break?
Swifty Zor, I was going to say, he almost got taken out top middle. He would have spawned at the old hill, so that's a great job staying alive, and he wins that gunfight. OpTic just 14 points away now, but as you said, Tainted Minds, they have this setup. Look how close they are. They have 3 guys near that hill. You have Swifty Zor watching cave and top middle. And OpTic Gaming, they're going right at this. There's that first kill with that grenade. Now Scump starting to hit the closet. Where's the trade? It's not there. Finally, Swifty's able to get one. Swifty Zor with another. Swifty's going huge again, but there's a streak for Octane as he's at 6 in a row. But Tainted Minds, they're still in the hill. They have the spawns.
He's got to call him in. He's got to get everything. You got to use the artillery. You got to use the glide bomb. They're going to be able to get a little bit of time. 11 points away for Tainted Minds to win the game. 12 for OpTic. But now he's got to burn the artillery. They're racking up this time. You got to hope it takes him down. But players are in the window. You can manage to do both. They're trying to stay alive. Neither team can get inside the hill. It comes down to this next wave of gunfights. Who's going to win the game? Tainted Minds trying to get inside the hill. A little over aggressive. He's get picked off. But now it goes back and forth. Nimble's inside.
OpTic can't win here. Just one more second. They do it. Tainted Minds make the comeback happen. They survived the artillery. I thought it potentially would have went to turret. OpTic couldn't win there. You saw one player from the green wall starting to rotate on, but that's what we saw yesterday. This Tainted Minds team would just not go away. They clutch on up. They do a wonderful job, especially at pit center and turret, that last rotation, and, well, they win the game.
Tainted Minds is nuts. So in the first 2 weeks of the Pro League, they were 0-11 on hardpoint. I think they're
this week.
Much better, a lot better. But I think one of their first wins, if not their very first win at Anaheim that they got in hardpoint, they played E-United on Docks, and that was their best map by far. At the time in the Pro League, I think they were like 6-0, 7-0, and it was Tainted Minds that was the first team to beat them. Since this roster's been formed, OpTic was undefeated on Gibraltar, 6-0. Nameless, we've all criticized them on the desk. They're like, why would Tainted Minds play them on their best map? The first team to beat OpTic Gaming on that map is Tainted Minds. That is insane for a team that can't win a hardpoint to have that big of a turnaround. They take E-United down on their best maps. They go toe-to-toe with Rise Nation. A Game 5, I think round 10 it was. I'm excited for this team. The hope of APAC, they got a new one.
No, definitely so, and I believe Jess had a chance to talk with Swifty. Let's hear what Swifty had to say.
Thanks, Joe. That's right. Well, Swifty says they're feeling pretty good going into this match. He said that coming off of the match versus Rise yesterday really gave them a lot of confidence, even though Tainted Minds, of course, did not win that. I think just forcing a team like Rise all the way out to 5 games really did a lot for their confidence. He did say his main concern, or the main thing they're kind of focusing on for this series, is their S&D. He feels a little bit shaky about it, which is interesting because Octane, when I spoke to him, also said the exact same thing. He said OpTic is not too sure about their S&D, and they're basically using the next 2 weeks here as sort of a training grounds for Search and Destroy. So really curious to see how this next map will go. Casters, back over to you.
Yeah, that is very interesting. But yeah, I think obviously when you play you go 5 games with Rise Nation, you got to get some confidence, and we're seeing it pay off right here, even today, right? Like there's always, sometimes you look at the first couple of weeks, a lot of pro teams, they probably weren't scrimming Tainted Minds as much, unless they had like matches at the beginning of the day. They were the only team here. Yeah, we'll play you, warm on up. But as soon as I got in the arena today, E-United was playing Tainted Minds, right? You show your worth in this Pro League. Teams are going to give you a shot, and that allows you to continue to get better and better. It gives you better practice, and we're seeing it pay off here.
And this is huge, obviously, for Tainted Minds, not just overall, but for this specific series, because, like, from the side of OpTic Gaming, they've been relying on their respawns. And the story kind of for a team like that is you steal a respawn, and then you just win the searches and you win the series. And now OpTic, well, they're going to have to win the searches to kind of get this series win. So this is a huge map number 2 for OpTic to try to bounce back in it. We'll see if they can pull it off. I know London Docks is, I think, one of their more favorite S&D maps, but honestly, from the side of Tainted Minds, I'm excited. I know Swifty kind of said he thought their S&D was a little bit shaky, but I'm just excited to watch this team play. Like, if you have a team that's 0-8 at the bottom of the division that's still able to make waves like this, you love to see the competition kind of get ramped up to that next level. Yeah,
looking at London Dash Search and Destroy for OpTic Gaming 1-2. For Tainted Minds 3-3. So Tainted Minds have a better map win percentage on it. And then looking at the CTF Docs, OpTic hasn't played it at all. They have not played it in an official match. And well, Tainted Minds, they are 3-2 on this London Dash CTF. So, I mean, these are a good couple of maps for Tainted Minds.
I would not be surprised in the slightest if OpTic Gaming said, all right, we're playing Tainted Minds. We should be able to get this win. Yes. Let's try out that new CTF map. Yep. Let's get a little bit of LAN experience on it. And will it cost them? Who knows? I mean, obviously, you still favor OpTic in the series, but again, Tainted Minds is not a team that anyone can take lightly. They are absolutely made more improvements than I think we've ever seen a team make, like, ever, compared to where they started. I mean, they have, like, I think top 48 placings under their belt for World War II. Like, again, I think they had a couple top 48s, then they get down to top 24, and then they make it to the Pro League, which is the top 16. They come out to their first event with that Pro League experience, and they get top 8. Like, the sky is the limit for these guys.
I mean, yeah, they're 0-8 right now, but as you said,
it's a good 0-8, though, Merc.
It's a good 0-1 so far.
Good 0-1. Yeah, that's more fair. Definitely more fair to say.
Definitely a good 0-1 these first couple of weeks, but already off to a great start in their second match of their second stint of Division B. But I mean, yeah, we just keep bringing it up because for us, it's great to watch. I mean, you look at like Division A and Epsilon. It's like, all right, Epsilon's up next. It's the other team's going to win, right? We just sort of knew what was going to happen. Finally, they come through with the W. That confidence is there. But this Tainted Minds team, like, they're just extending these series. They're making them so interesting to watch, and it's the way they're doing it. They're clutching on up.
And I know very long way away from being able to say officially either of these things, but from where the division is shaped up so far, OpTic is obviously in a pretty great spot to be able to secure the top 4 as time goes on. But the issue is, if you do fall to that team in the bottom division, things definitely get more and more nerve-wracking. So OpTic, of course, they are absolutely going to want to win this series. Octane with the sniper rifle off the rip.
And I think for a team like Complexity who plays OpTic later on, it's like, hey, look at this. Like, these guys were able to take them, beat them on this hard point. Maybe we can do the same because Complexity, they probably had, while it was a close series, it was only a 4-game series against Tainted Minds yesterday, and they were able to beat them. So Cole's got to feel pretty good. And remember, Complexity is still in a good spot. They're at 4-4.
Yeah, Complexity is definitely going to be the fighter for it. No picks have gone down so far. Swifty and Scump are going to spot each other lower. Nimble's able to get the bomb down. It is Crim6, though, who's able to find one. Scump finds a second. You can see they have everything covered. Scump just waits for that gunfight. Actually, is a double challenge. Nimble did find one, but Damage's spot is known. Methods for the easy trade, and frankly, even if Damage gets that kill, I think he would just be too far away to stop that player from defusing the bomb. So very solid first round coming out of OG.
Yeah, so Tainted Minds, what they're just doing is trying to set up Damage, right? On that late flank. The guys inside A are just trying to stay alive. Maybe win a couple gunfights, make it a 2 versus 2. That's when Damage from Main Street comes on through, finds a couple of easy kills on the flank, and just makes it hectic for OpTic.
Yeah, so it was wherever Crim6 found that first blood, that was kind of the big key for OpTic to win that round. Of course, Scump finding 2. Doesn't hurt either. No. The Scump on the cross, or the smoke, not the Scump. Well, Stumps is they're both on the cross.
Just
both
throw a Scump.
The Scump and the smoke, which means OpTic Gaming can get there. But the problem is, once you do have to deal with Swifty. And if you like names that have Swift in them, Swift Azor is going to be pushing through the mid-street. He's got to deal with Octane, and, well, they're just going to play a little dance.
Yeah, but I like this from Tainted Minds, just trying to get map control. You have Nimble and Damage able to win their kills. I believe Damage, he was on that B street. Crim6 was trying to work it a little bit, and, well, it goes the way of Damage. So great job by him. The 1v1's got away at Tainted Minds. Now you have a 1 versus 3 for Octane. Bombs down, 45 seconds to go. What is he going to find? He gets spotted out by Nimble and Damage. Nades come through as well. Octane in such a tough spot, and he's going to get flanked.
Got shot from pretty much everywhere. Every single angle he possibly could. That is a very solid round from Tainted Minds.
Triangle of death.
I think that is 2 rounds where, like, Crim6 kind of decides what happens. Like, he gets that first blood in round number 1, pretty much helps OpTic, like, win the round sort of thing because they get enough pressure over on 10. Well, this time, if he wins the gunfight on the huge flank, it's a 2v2, and now Tainted Minds, yes, they're in docks, but they got to deal with 2 different angles. And granted, you know, Tainted Minds still might come on top after that, but seems to be the key player for OpTic Gaming in London Docks S&D so far.
Well, Tainted Minds going to head towards this B site. Method's the only player over here to deal with it. You do have Crim6 hitting through middle. He was spotted out, though. He's going to throw a nade back on up. That nade's not going to connect with anything, but you already have Nimble inside lights. And there's a rotation for OpTic. You see Scump. He's already by his teammate. Already rotated on through, and then you have Octane just watching middle step. So OpTic's here. This is going to be tough for Tainted Minds now. They go a little bit slow. They delay it, and well, there's the kills for the green wall as they find 2. Now a 2 versus 3 as Swifty was able to trade, but he's weak. Here comes Methods. And you have Switzazor in a very tough spot. So I think just a little too late there for Tainted Minds. The rotation comes in. They don't get the first blood.
Yeah, the first blood was kind of key. OpTic made sure they had all their bases covered. Scump was watching his teammates back for the lights push. But once OpTic doesn't give up control of the site and they have everything covered, well, then you got 4 players that are essentially just watching 2 lanes for OpTic, and you should be able to get the trades. And they made it look easy. They made it look clean. The counter was there for the defensive strategy, and now we'll see if they can put something back together on offense.
Yeah, who's going to be that team to strike on attack first? It's been all defense so far. Now it's OpTic's turn to go towards that B site. We'll see if they play any bit quicker. You have Damage over here, and pretty soon he's going to know. And his team's going to know, yeah, he's going to back on up. There you see Nimble. He's going to rotate back to him. You have Swiftazor watching that cross. Smoke's already down and bombs starting to be planted by Octane. I love that. What's the difference? Just how quicker they get up that map. They don't allow those rotations to come in. So now it's a 4 versus 4 retake for Tainted Minds.
Well, Tainted Minds did elect to go with this. They played for the information. They gave up the B push. How are they going to break it? Well, they got a little pressure over in mid, and you see Crim6 was getting tagged up for the wall bangs. Nimble's going for the trade, and you can see the wall bangs coming in as well. They're trying to find them. Crim, though, is able to stay alive. The nades come in. The gunfights come in. Crim has been key, but the whole other team of OpTic Gaming was there. And, well, Tainted Minds, they asked for it. They said, hey, we'll give up the B site. We trust our ability to retake, and, well, they didn't even get a single kill in the attempt. Yeah,
just so much went into trying to find Crim. Just so much utility, so many nades, and Crim just stayed alive in that dark, deep corner. And he was able to win a gunfight on him, I believe, Nimble. Nimble pushed up to that blue truck. But there we go. So OpTic with a 3-1 lead now on London Docks. A very, very quick B plant. And, well, I don't think any of them went down either, so as you can see. So you have a 6 streak right now for OpTic.
On the attack, the bomb. Well, it seems like the bomb planner is making different decisions. A player's already crossed mid-map. Octane is just going to be able to find both. Scump loses the 1v1, but you don't really mind that situation because the man advantage still the way of OpTic, and of course Octane just a kill away from streaks. Frankly, as long as he makes sure he has some teammate support, which he does to his left, he's got to stay alive. He's got to deal with Swiftazors. He's waiting for the teammate support, but he's going to do it himself. Had the player over top for the help, but able to get 1 streak. His teammates are going to clean up the next kill, and, well, you don't really need score streaks if you're winning rounds like that. That's like the 3rd or 4th round where OpTic Gaming has been damn near perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the risk-taking from Tainted Minds, you know, trying to switch things up. We've seen that from them time and time again where they'll have one guy just peek middle and one guy just try to push on through to fire. And we've seen that work, right? If they don't send anyone middle, if they stack your B street or stack down low water, maybe you get a 1 versus 1 in fire and it goes the way of that player. But, well, Octane, he was ready for it on those middle steps, able to find a couple easy kills. Now you have streaks to deal with as well. And I think that's what I was most excited about when this OpTic Gaming roster picked up Octane and Methods is these 2 guys can be so good in search and destroy.
Swifty, though, able to find the first blood, but Octane is going to respond by getting fully streaked out. And now you have the opportunity to use streaks to clear out the bomb site. Scump, I don't think he has the information that that player is actually literally right on the bomb. And Octane, it doesn't look like he's going for the glide bomb quite yet. Scump, though, working towards light, but there is a player on bomb. Octane's going for the World Star. He's got players trapped in. Scump knows, though, he can't flank because he knows someone's going to be watching it, but he does, and he gets it because the glide bomb's getting called in. Damage is forced to make a move, and, well, there goes the round more than likely. They even spot the player mid-map. Octane might get it with the snipe. You might get it with the STG, or you might get it with the nade. But how many rounds, again, has OpTic had where it's not like they're winning the clutch 1v1 at the end. They're winning with 3 players left alive, with 4 players left alive. Dominating performance so far.
It definitely has been. Obviously, Scump, he knows that as soon as that glide bomb gets called in, that player's going to try to head in the lights, and he catches him on out. That glide bomb able to get a kill as well. So a wonderful job by OpTic. It just seems clean, right? When you talk about OpTic, their search and destroys at times can seem confusing. They're not on the same page, but so far so good for them. Just one more round to tie up this series. So if you're just joining us, yes, Tainted Minds, they were able to come back and beat OpTic on that Gibraltar hard point. But you have a pretty spread out attack round for Tainted Minds. Swifty is able to find the first blood, but it's immediately traded by Scum.
Now you got Nibble getting caught out by Crim6 mid-map, and again, he's been a key, and he's the key mid-map. Scump, though, does get traded, and it's going to be up to Crim to, well, at this point, just stay alive. And Swiftazorz is going to let him know he's going to take the gunfight. Methods trying to get the one-on-one, cleans him up
You wanted
through
a
the wall.
1v1, here you go.
Well, Methods can clutch a 1v3. We'll see between him and Swiftazorz who gets the 1v1. Swiftazorz does have to wrap back to go and pick up that bomb. And it's worth pointing out, Methods, if he wins the round, he'll be close to score streaks, or, you know, they just win.
Yeah, they'll win the game.
They will.
Yeah.
If he wins.
It's 6 wins, 6 rounds to win.
Yes, it is.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see now. Swiftazorz just playing Tommy. Methods is going to allow the B bomb plant to go down. He's just watching the cross towards A. He's A-okay with taking the 1 versus 1, but he knows now with 25 seconds left, he's probably not going A. So you see that number 8 arrow wrap on back. He might find great timing. There's Swiftazorz. Hello. And, well, that game is over.
That was very quick. If you're concerned, this is literally not how this series is supposed to go, but if you're concerned about OpTic's S&D, clearly they have the capability of just destroying teams. They get the 6-1 victory. I think that 1v1 was the most intense round we had, really, and it was Method just saying, oh, there's a free kill. Yeah, he's just, I'll take the free kill. Line him up for me. I'll knock him down, but there you go. That's the important, necessary bounce-back map for OpTic Gaming, tying the series up at 1-1.
Yep, great job by OpTic Gaming to bounce back in that game number 2. But I'm excited. A good series so far as Tainted Minds was able to take that first map, Gibraltar hardpoint. Coming up next, we have London Docks, more London Docks. We're headed to that capture the flag. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back. The series is tied 1-1 between OpTic Gaming and Tainted Minds. And well, I mean, it's really been a... Well, the Search and Destroy wasn't too close, but the Gibraltar Hardpoint, it was a good one to watch. Tainted Minds, they were down about 90 or so points. They were able to bring it on back, but OpTic, they looked damn good in that London Dock Search and Destroy.
Absolutely, and that's the important thing to keep in mind if you're an OpTic Gaming fan. It's worth pointing out for the map 3, because we got the 3 London Docks in a row. They haven't played it before on land. Of course, they've scrimmed it, but this is their first time. So this is OpTic Gaming saying, look, we're playing Tainted Minds. We got it deep on our map pool. Maybe you've lost a couple for us, so you're concerned about that. But obviously, fresh team on the map. We don't know how they're going to do. And early on, well, it looks like OpTic Gaming trying to get a little bit of control.
Yeah, we were just talking to Teep, and he basically just said we've lost 3 or 4, Ardent Forests in a row. We keep having new mistakes. Things are going wrong. Let's switch it up. Let's try something new. And, well, they're trying London Dock CTF, and it's been a great start already. 6 in a row for OpTic Gaming. Nobody has died just yet. They have the flag out middle of the map. Crim6, he's watching the cuts. And, well, Tainted Minds, they're going to be down 1-0 very quickly. A great job by OpTic off that break, and that's what can be so scary with London Docks. You just get going, and you can go and just carry that lead.
Method's able to find one. Octane and Crim showing up in the kill feed as well. They are very happy to, well, get the clean forward down. I don't even know if they come up on spawn quick enough, and you actually see how far they're going to spawn out.
But just got to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tainted Minds, they're going to be happy with this. They're going to be able to get this flag out for the counter. Method spawns up, so he's going to know something's up, but I don't know if there's anything he can do.
He's got a lot to deal with.
And they have armored as well. He gets the stun on him, but that's just for information. He should be able to find one, but you imagine the trade's going to come in. The players are looking for it. He's able to find 2, so the player's by himself, and Crim6 is able to get the full return. By the way, the flag's pushing up the left side. Damage is going to be there, but Octane should just be able to run this flag in. And those are huge plays coming out of Methods. A great pitch coming out of Crim6, and, well, potentially a wasted opportunity from Tainted Minds.
Yeah, Crim hasn't even died yet. He's at 6-0. He's working on some streaks. But if you're Tainted Minds, you see the stun come in. You see the nades come in. You have to watch the crane hop up. Like, someone should just be up close and personal on that guy. But even then, Methods, he should have got taken down. Instead, he's able to find a couple of kills, and the return comes in for OpTic Gaming. You still have Scump pushed up, and within 2 minutes, it's a 2-0 lead. As OpTic, they're rolling right now. Crim has still not died, but he was trying to watch the flag, and he's going to just call it in right away. As Nimble, he was able to overextend and get a touch.
And Crim6 knows that player is going to be able to make it to light, so he has to kill someone else. A smart decision, but the problem is the flag is still gone. It is going to be Methods in the back, but he gets taken down, and just like that, a streak gets burned, and Tainted Minds bounces back. This is why we love London Docks, though. We're not even 3 full minutes in, and we got 3 flags on board. And as you say that, well, this might be number 4. Octane going to pick it up. He's going to be running it down. Crim6 is watching the OE, and, well, if he gets dropped, he doesn't have the score streaks. Has the one-on-one. Swifty comes out on top, but now Swifty has a couple more he has to win. He's trying to come around back. Octane's going to be ready for it, or he might just actually just dive it in. Yeah, Swifty tries to play for the pre-fire. Doesn't connect, and the 3rd flag comes on board for OG.
Yeah, but the big thing is Swifty backs all of OpTic up, so he actually gives his team map control, but switch to Zork. He got taken down. Nimble is still alive. Front fire. Might find another one on the Scump, but doesn't check the corner. Scump, he finds 2. He's on 5 in a row as well. And yeah, this is why we love London Dock CTF, but it's why some teams avoid it. Sort of if you give up one cut or if someone gets around you, it turns into flag cap so quickly for the other team. But the great thing about it is you're just never out of it unless the lead's around 6 or 7 flags or so. But down 2, not a bad spot for Tainted Minds, especially the way that OpTic, the way they've been slaying right now is they have just not slowed down one bit.
I mean, you have 2 players combined for 3 and 17, and you're only down by 2 flags, so not the end of the world. It would be the end of the world on a map like Forest, potentially, but again, there is a lot of time left in this game. Scump, though, he's able to get the glide bomb. He's looking for more. He's got the teammates' support, but he's just going to surge forward. He knows Swiftzor's behind the car, and there's even more streaks. I think Crim6 still has 2 at his disposal. Scump is going to be fully streaked out. This is almost a guaranteed flag cap. I mean, Nimble has to go huge, and Crim6 knows what's up. He goes and finds them. That's the 2nd time where we've seen Crim6 pinching those players out. Hyper aware is the Crim bot. By the way, Scump's on an 8 streak, looking for 9.
Yeah, I think this was, obviously, OpTic's trying to change up the strategy. Their strategy is their map pool, but I think this is sort of the idea of London Dock CTF is we can do this on a map like this, right? You have 3 players double positive. Octane's hanging out at 4 and 4 with 3 flag caps. Like, this is sort of the, hey, we have the confidence, we have the gun skill, we know we can take those one-on-ones with Tainted Minds, and Tainted Minds right now is struggling. You have 2 players at 4 and 21. It's not good.
You know who's not struggling? Octane. He is 4-4. He's going to be 4-5 as Swifty gets that kill. Swifty's actually going to be able to find 2 with the pre-fire. Method's coming up top. He's got a little bit of help, but it forces the one-on-one. Scump, though, is looking for the ladder, and he wins the big gunfight. The one-on-one comes out on top. Swifty's trying to make some plays, but he gets shut down. And OpTic, well, they're able to stabilize. They also don't return the flag, just so they might be able to go pick it up, but players fall, so they get the return. So I think they're just looking to go into the second half with that 3-flag lead.
And that was a one-on-one for Swiftazor where you're not having the best half, but if you win that, you probably get the flag home. It's instead 4-2. It would have been close, but you give yourself an opportunity, and you win a massive gunfight that maybe gives you that confidence going into the second half.
I mean, even if you don't get the flag, you're going to start burning some score streaks, right? And they got a lot that they're going to have to get through. I think 5 on board right now, full streaked out for Scump, and I think Crim6 still is an artillery, still is the fighter pilot. I think it's hilarious. I think Octane is like 4-5. At the moment,
3 flag caps.
He's
been running back and forth.
He's had the chill, or 5 and 6. There you go.
He's been running.
11 engagements, but he's racking up some mileage on the street.
That's the OpTic Gaming objective player right there.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
OBJ in mind. I mean, he's got TP as a coach. That's what he's thinking about. Tainted Mind's on the break, though, able to find a couple kills, but now Octane shows up and says, well, I can find more. I finally have something to do kill-related, but he only finds 1, so TM on the attack.
Yeah, Swiftazor, though, and damage get taken down, so now they're not. As Nimble and Swifty have just spawned up. And while they're going to have a lot of work to do, as OpTic Gaming, they're just playing a little bit safe, just making sure nobody sneaks on through the Tainted Mind side. You can see Tainted Minds are going to have to play very aggressive on that main street. Watch that number 4. They're just going to keep trying to push on through, try to find some openings. They might have found one.
Well, this might be an opportunity for some streaks to come on board. Crim6 has some, and it's going to be Swiftazor with the flag, and he's able to find the kill on Octane, so you might have to invest something, but he plays a little bit too slow, so he gets taken down. So they do actually invest a score streak, and, well, it turns out you just didn't need it because the guns have been good enough. You got 3 players that are just wildly positive for OpTic Gaming. It makes sense that they can just stop that flag with guns.
Yes, it does. As Crim, he's just locking down low water. You do have some pressure from Swifty on Tainted Minds. Swiftazor, once again, that is the 3rd or 4th time he's already been through Coal Room on this half. He's just trying to put any pressure he can on that overextension. But, yeah, the guns of OpTic, they take all 4 down. His Methods finds 2, Scum finds 1, and Octane does. So they're going to get pushed up and try to spawn trap Tainted Minds with that artillery strike. 1 player does get through. That's Swiftazor, not having the best game, and that continues. He's at 6 and 16. Crim finds 1 on Swifty. The other 2 players have to try and just push through Main Street, but this should be another flag for OpTic unless you have some heroics from Nimble and Damage. And
Nimble's going to get taken down. It's going to be up to Damage. He's got to deal with 3, and frankly, you can go ahead and put the other artillery down and do the exact same play because Octane, well, he was going to set up for the relay. He does get dropped. Now you see the pressure coming in the front. Swiftazor is able to find 2. Scum is tagged up from the back, and it looks like the challenge comes in. So there's going to be a flag pull for Tainted Minds, trying to do the impossible, but you got to imagine when these players come off spawn, they're going to start calling in some score streaks, and granted you're down by the warehouse, you might be able to get out of dodge. He's actually just going to run it straight through. The glide bomb's coming in. I don't know if it's going to be there in time.
It's going to be a little too late. Or maybe you stop the relay, you get all that information, but when I say that, Nimble and Swifty find kills, and that flag's gone. That flag is already top Main Street. Swifty, he's being swift on this one. He has Crim top middle. He gets taken out, and, well, Tainted Minds, they're only going to be down 2.
And they didn't even they try to go for a streak on this one. That is 2 flags oh so quickly in a span of 45 seconds, if that. And Swiftazor is already on the full flank. Swifty, mid-map, looking for kills. He's going to tag Scump up. And
Swiftazor's going to need another pull.
He's got a player to his left. He's going to spot him as well. Doesn't take the gunfight yet. He's trying to decide what to do.
Crim, though. Crim playing very defensive-minded right now, but he's going to get taken down. And Swiftazor's going to take it Main Street, but he needs some help from his teammates. They got to find some kills. He's able to find 1. Swiftazor in some trouble now as he has Octane top middle watching that gate. The flag has been taken. He does have help from Swifty. There's 1. Can he find the second on the Methods or Crim6? Not able to do so. So in a situation like this is great for OpTic. Plus you have streaks, and here we go. They're going to call in that fighter pilot. What can he find? He's able to find 1. Can't find the second, but you're just wasting the clock down for OpTic Gaming.
I mean, not a terrible spot for either team. Obviously, much better for OpTic, but still, like, winnable from the situation they were in at the start of the half. Much better now, and they're starting to win a lot more gunfights. I mean, Nimble and Swift Azores were what? Started out the game combined like 3-19. Well, it still doesn't look good, but they have turned things around considerably, and they are surging forward. They got a player in Cole. They got 2 players in Barrels. And yes, Octane's in the back of the map with the flag carrier, but Nimble pushing around the backside. He gets dropped. Damage is able to find one. This is the attack. Swifty just needs to go. He might be able to get the cross. Damage is killing everyone. Swifty surges forward. They get the return.
We might have a relay.
They got it. It's Damage. You got to burn more streaks when OpTic comes off spawn. They're going to have to do it quickly because the flag might be out. OpTic finds one, but Swifty's still gone. You got to do something to stop him, but Nimble, he's trying to get the cutoffs.
Can that flag get through lights? Not able to do so. The first missiles come down from that artillery strike. Nimble is still alive, but he's going to get shot in the back by Scum and Methods to take him down. Flag is not returned yet. So Tainted Minds still have a chance. It's right outside of lights, but they have to win some gunfights. Nades come through by Crim. Well, not able to find him, but Scump finds you with the nade. He's being chased. He's being chased by Methods. He has to go. He's got to go. Damage needs to run. He's being hunted down. He's able to get across. And Tainted Minds, they tie this game up 5-5.
One final surge. If anyone's going to get the win, it's going to be Tainted Minds in this spot. It's Nimble. He's got to get the flag touch. He's looking for the kill on Octane. He's going to get slowed down. 6 seconds left. You got to touch the flag. Swift Azores, it looks like he's going for it. OpTic Gaming in the back. They're going to get wiped. Swift Azores has the flag. A player just to his right. Damage is going to be there. Damage. He's got to pre-fire. He's got to do something. He got to stop Crim, and he's going to get it. He's going to get the kill. He's going to get the flag. Can he get out of dodge? OpTic Gaming, they're surging through mid-map, but the support is there from Tainted Minds. They can get this win. Someone's on the OE. The flag carrier, he's still gone. He's in fire. He's getting out in the back. It's going to be Methods. He's going to get shut down. The flag returns. It's picked up, and they got the flag. Down 5-1. The winning 6-5. Tainted Minds. They are disgusting.
What just happened?
A lot happened, Merc, and it was a lot going in favor of Tainted Minds. That is insanity.
Can we bring up the final scoreboard? I would just love to see the kill differential. And there's OpTic Gaming. They should be very frustrated. And I'm going to be honest with you. The one thing I noticed for me that second half was how defensive OpTic was playing. And here we go. You have Swift Azor -9. You have Swifty -2. You have Nimble -12. I mean, Damage had a great game, but look at this side of OpTic. Everybody was going off. You were in disbelief. Was OpTic now playing very defensive that second half? You saw Crim continuously backing up. They had all those streaks that they didn't use.
Well, they did, but like so
at bad times.
They had 1 kill with the fighter pilot, 1 kill with the glide bomb, 1 kill with an artillery. The kill with the glide bomb, they killed the flag carrier after he already capped the flag. The fighter pilot kills 1 player that's like lower docks in a weird situation off spawn, like whoop-de-doo, and they didn't get anything off of that. And the artillery was actually huge. The artillery that they had, they got a kill, and they used one to get a flag cap as well. So the artilleries weren't terrible, but even still, I mean, -12, -9, -2, +7, what is that? You outslay a team by 18 and lose. You blow a 5-1 lead on London Dock. But again, the tenacity from Tainted Minds to pull that off.
Go away.
That is one of the more incredible maps or halves of CTF I think we'll see in World War II.
Listen, I am a big Tainted Minds fan now. Like, these guys are so fun to watch.
They're great. They really are. It's also worth pointing out, that was the first time OpTic played that map on LAN. Do you think they play it again after that? Like, holy.
The first 6 minutes went great. And that's 2 big comebacks in both the respawns. Gibraltar Hardpoint goes the way of Tainted Minds. London Docks CTF goes the way of Tainted Minds. After being down 5-1. 5-1, they do it.
Dude, the only way, if you had told me this before the start of the day, I would have told you that you were feeling sick, you were on some drugs, something was going bad in your life. That OpTic Gaming to beat Tainted Minds, who is, I think, 0-8 at the moment, was that OpTic was going to have to win both the searches, I would have called you insane. Because it is insane. It's ridiculous. Tainted Minds good. This is exciting. I don't know what I think. I don't think anything, Mark.
I just think it was very poor played by OpTic Gaming. You have all those kills. You have to take advantage of the streaks. Why not take it to them? It just seems like they slowed down so much. They were so focused on the overextension from Tainted Minds and the sneaky plays that they didn't control mid-map as well as they could have.
I think one of the worst things about that is there isn't one thing you can pinpoint, because it's like all these streaks that went bad, all these clutch gunfights that went bad. Did they play too slow? Did they play situations wrong? Like, they're going to have to talk this over for 10 minutes.
Even look at the stalemate. Like, you had Methods alone underground. The other two players were driveway. Nobody was watching the cross. The nade comes in, and Methods is just alone on an island. Like, why is he alone? Even that setup was so bad.
And then the players that are watching the cross, I think Damage killed, like, both of them. Like, we don't know how it happened because we're busy watching them get the flag kill and the flag return. And again, that's why I think that's such a tough loss for OpTic Gaming, because, like, it's not like, oh, my bad, I made this one bad play. If we win that, we win the game. It's like everything. You have to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, 5 hours talking over everything that just went wrong, just to figure it out. I mean, obviously now they're probably saying, like, screw it, let's win map 4, go to map 5, at Tainted Minds will beat them. I'm sure that's, like, generally what their comms are. But at some point, they got to talk that map over. That is not a fun conversation.
I would actually love to be in, like, a fly on the wall in the room when they talk about the VOD later.
That would be a lot of angry words.
It'd be a great time. Like, what were they doing?
What was TP do? TP right now?
Yeah.
He's got to be furious.
He's probably like, all right, well, I'm chilling back this game. No, you're not. You gotta go take some notes. Like, what the heck?
I don't even know. London Docks hard point, though. Well, I would say that this is a great map for OpTic, but they were undefeated on Gibraltar, and Tainted Minds beat them. So I don't know what to believe,
OpTic is 7-1. Tainted Minds is 3-4 on London Docks hardpoint. Yeah, all smiles on the side of Tainted Minds. I mean, why not? These guys got to just be so confident right now. I mean, again, at one point you had two players who were 4-21, like 5 minutes into it.
God, this is just so insane. And it's worth pointing out, like, 3-4 doesn't necessarily look great as a record, but they started 0-4. I would be willing to bet, and I think they're 3-0 since then, just because, again, Tainted Minds came in this division the first 2 weeks, 0-11 in hardpoint. We don't know what happened at Anaheim, but they got top 8 and seemed to turn everything around. They beat E-United on their best hardpoint. They just beat OpTic Gaming on their best hardpoint. And, well, they're playing OpTic on probably their next best map, or still a very good one for them. But, like, they could take it to them. OpTic Gaming off the rip, though. They do a pretty solid job. They get 3 down. They get a player inside the hill. It's the opening break you want to see.
Yeah, I think OpTic, they were like 5-1 on this and then 6-1 on Valkyrie. They don't have a lot of hardpoint losses, but remember, they were undefeated in Gibraltar. As well, kills traded back and forth on this statue hill. OpTic going to get some early time. We saw this on Gibraltar where they did a great job really off the break. They got around 30 seconds, and it looks like they might be able to do that here as well. As well, 3 go dead, and they're setting up for Main Street as well. You have 3 players starting to go to that side of the map. You do have Damage down low, but Octane, he's messing with him a little bit. So a good response, I think, after a crazy game number 3 to sort of settle down and, well, have a great break.
I was going to say very controlled, but Methods kind of pushes through lights, and now Crim6, well, he's got to deal with 2, and they were aware of it. So they had the perfect opportunity, and well, they almost wasted it away. And then Scump says, don't worry, guys, I got you. I'll pick up 2. He does get wall banged, but OpTic Gaming is able to stabilize. They got 1 player watching the back. The other 3, well, they're focused on lights. They're focused on B cuts, and, well, kills are going all over the place and pretty much all in favor of OpTic. They are just running up the score right now on Main Street.
Yep, Crim trying to get pushed out. Damage has been there for a while outside that lights warehouse. Nimble is able to find 2. Can he find the 3rd? Not able to do so. I thought he was going to get Octane. Octane was very weak. But at least Tainted Minds got some time off of that hill. Like, you know, like time wasted. But they do not have many points as we go towards this lower docks warehouse. And OpTic, they already sent a couple players over here, and Octane's able to win a kill. Maybe I don't know, maybe the adrenaline started pumping for OpTic, realizing the sort of situation that they're in right now. Yes, they are down 2-1 to Tainted Minds, but Swifty and Nimble each find kills, but Crim has snuck on in here. Can he find that kill? He can. Can he find the second? He can, but Damage is there. So Tainted Minds should be able to stabilize and win this rotation.
Big plays from both sides, I think, just trying to get this intro to Doc's Warehouse. Scump gets traded out, so it's going to be about a 50-50 split. Octane, I think he might have heard the player, but either way, definitely going to win that gunfight, and now it's going to be OpTic. You got 3 players inside the hill. You try to find 1 player, you know he's on the other side, and this is where you can surge forward, try to trade that player out. It's going to be Nimble pretty much by himself. His teammates are all falling around him, and he finds 1, but the pressure comes in. He's forced to get out, and, well, Methods just needs to stay alive.
Yep, this is a great job by OpTic. 85-7. That lead continues to grow as Chump's getting pushed out. Octane, he wins another gunfight, and they want to try to see if they can push on through to get control of barrels as well. I wouldn't say this is getting out of hand because we saw what Tainted Minds was able to do, but they need a big barrel building hill to get them back into this one as already a 100-point lead comes through. OpTic have dominated so far, as you would imagine they would. I'm sure they're pretty pissed off after game 3, but this is still a chance for Tainted Minds to get back into this one.
I'm not going to doubt Tainted Minds.
No,
I'm not going to doubt their ability to make the
it.
comeback. This is definitely OpTic Gaming trying to send a message. Method's trying to make the big plays. He's able to find 2. He's causing a lot of problems for Tainted Minds. You see they're forced outside the hill, and, well, here's the 1v1 potentially coming in. Crim6 needs to pinch in the back with his teammate, or, well, Scump is just going to do it by himself and try to keep these good spawns. At the very least, spawn Tainted Minds out. And perfect response to the pressure Tainted Minds had inside the hill. Crim6 is going to be able to get that trade. OpTic breaks through, and they're going to bump up the lead to 140, 150.
You think OpTic's pissed off?
I would say something. They're definitely not feeling good.
Yeah, I mean, remember, at the half, Octane had 4 or 5 kills already. He's 14-6, stepping up big time, and every single hill is just going the way of OpTic Gaming. It is 135 to 18. It's going to get all the way up to 145 as... Well, once again, they're already starting to think about that next hill. That Doc's crane is Octane and Methods with those AR set up in wonderful positions, and this is getting out of hand.
Still, though, Tainted Minds able to pick up a couple kills, so they're trying to retain any sort of control on Doc's crane, and then Octane picks up 2. Scump comes up behind him, and granted, you have the close spawn, so you'll get to the hill quicker, but it seems like they're getting to the hill
like
quicker.
that little spot.
Just for Octane to kill him. Pulls something cheeky out of the back. He's on a score streak as well, trying to earn some. He gets taken down, so, oh no, he choked score streaks. They still have a 120-point lead. Things looking good so far for the Green Wall.
Yeah, no. I mean, Tainted Minds has won 3 rotations in a row. To lower docks, to barrel building, and to Doc's crane. And OpTic Gaming's just come on through and just swept the floor with them. This is going to be a very fast hard point.
I mean, this is the OpTic Gaming of what we would have expected coming into the series. Again, they've been dominant in respawn so far.
Saw in the first half.
Yeah, this is what domination
of the CTF.
Yes, we did. And then Tainted Minds just turned things up. But either way, Tainted Minds, they might already be looking towards map 5 because it looks like that's where Scump is going to send them. Now, he himself is a kill and an assist away for some score streaks. And depending on how the timing works on the player behind him, you might imagine he's going to get it. And there it is. Touch the hill. I actually can't touch the hill because they were in control. Just one more to get some score streaks, or do whatever you want. You're up by 150. Play with your food. Why not?
Yeah, as OpTic, they get in the statue finally. Nades do come through for Tainted Minds. It's 190 to 20. Scump still trying to find those streaks. Swifty's getting pushed up. He's a little weak from a nade, but he jumps on out and he snaps on a Swiftazor as well. He's fully streaked out, and look at that OpTic Gaming. You wouldn't believe it. They're already set up for Main Street Hill, already on this side of the map that they want to be on. Tainted Minds finally going to touch the hill a little bit, but there's a nade from Scump to get him off it.
How did Tainted Minds beat OpTic on Gibraltar? I know we casted it together, but like watching this, it blows my mind even more.
It just feels like, I don't want to say like OpTic wasn't trying, but like
they had a lead. They had like an 80, 90-point lead on that map too. Like,
I mean, you just tell like OpTic are not happy.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're kind of letting off some steam right now.
Yeah.
Octane plus 15, plus 16. You got Scump plus 9. Crim6 is negative, but that's because you're still up plus 20 in kills overall. You got streaks if you need them, which frankly they shouldn't use streaks. They've been better with their guns, and we saw what the streaks were doing on the London Dock CTF. But it feels like this is a situation where if Tainted Minds had a surrender button, maybe they would consider pressing it.
I would have done it a while ago.
Yes.
It is 220 to 28. You would, I mean, like, if I'm Tainted Minds, I'm just happy I'm going to a game 5, I guess. Like, you just like, all right, well, we kind of deserved that one, right? After that 5-1 comeback we just had, right, guys? All right, cool. All right, yeah. This is domination.
I think this might turn into,
statement.
Depending on how this Doc's warehouse goes, if OpTic breaks through relatively quickly, I think this might be one of the more, like, the most dominating hardpoint win we've had in the Pro League at least.
You know what game 5 is? Is it St. Marie?
It's not Valkyrie. It might be Forest. It might be St. Marie. I think it's either Forest or St. Marie. Would be my best guess.
All right. I thought I saw it was St. Marie. But
I have zero help for you, Merc. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I was just trying to look. If it is St. Marie, OpTic's 2-2, and Tainted Minds is 0-5.
I don't believe anything about like stat lines anymore.
Yeah, forget
after
it.
like the Gibraltar. I mean, 0-5, I guess, is like bad enough, and we got the confirmation it is St. Marie. So if you're looking at just the map score, you favor OpTic Gaming. If you're just tuning into the series and you think this is map 1, you definitely expect OpTic Gaming to get the hot 3-0. Unfortunately for them, they're actually down 2-1 and forcing the game number 5. Again, it's a situation that OpTic Gaming has found themselves on where they're reliant on winning the 2 S&Ds to get the series win.
All right, well, we're going to go to a barrel building hill, but they just need one more tick, and this one is over. We could have just skipped this, to be honest. But Tainted Minds, they did what they had to do to send this to a game number 5. But OpTic Gaming dominate right there on London Docks Harbor.
This, honestly, if I was Tainted Minds, I would have turned and asked the refs and just said, hey, can we forfeit map number 4, skip it, to keep the momentum we just got from the CTF straight to game number 5? Because if momentum exists in Call of Duty, which I'm a believer, OpTic Gaming just got all of it back on that map. But either way...
You remember when they were smiling after Game 3? They're kind of like, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was like, oh, well... Yeah, back to reality a little bit.
But definitely got the wake-up call if one was needed. Again, who knows what happens in this series. At this point, it's insanity. We got a game number 5, Tainted Minds. They were close against Rise Nation. Took them all the way to round 10, but fell short. Looking for their first series win. Can they score it against OpTic Gaming? We'll find out after this.
Oh, Croatia. It is game 5 between Tainted Minds and OpTic Gaming. And, well, Tainted Minds win game 5 with Rise Nation yesterday. They're able to do it here once again as we go to a St. Marie Dumont. But Tainted Minds, they clutch on through. They win a hard point. They win a CTF, and they have another opportunity here to win a match.
And here is where I think that LAN experience is incredibly important. Obviously, on the side of OpTic Gaming, they have all of the LAN experience in every situation you could ever possibly want. But from the side of Tainted Minds, I think something we saw in the later rounds of that final S&D against Rise Nation of nerves, kind of setting in just a little bit. A couple kind of free kills they had that didn't quite go their way. So, again, just something to keep your eye out for Tainted Minds, see if they can make some big plays. Off the rip, though, looks like complete B-side control for Tainted Minds, but nobody's home. Method is going up flank, but they're ready for it. You got two players looking at them, but they don't find them.
And I like that OpTic Gaming. They're utilizing the Octane Sniper more and more. I felt like the first couple of weeks, and even at Anaheim, I didn't see this too often. You know, it's so powerful when you're able to find picks just like that, especially on a map like St. Marie Dumont, where there's so many common positions where if you use scopes or you just sort of peek that shot and you're able to hit it, it opens up so many lanes. And Octane, he finds that first blood. Methods finds another one, and you have a 3 versus 2 now for OpTic.
And you can see the plan from the start as well was to make sure they get complete control of the B site, because Octane with the sniper with Airborne is staying inside. So that means they knew they were going to wait for all the nades to get used. They were waiting for the utility to be gone, and they knew they'd be playing in sight. One player trying to work on the flank. He's got to deal with Octane, who misses the first shot, but still, how do you get in for the second? Methods actually gets tagged up in the back, and Damage finds two. Octane missed the shot. Now he's getting tagged up from both sides. Goes for the dashy, but doesn't connect. And because he lets him pass, Damage finds two. At least one of those 2 kills was free. Well, that's a round OpTic Gaming should win, and they did not.
And we have a bit of a similar situation from what played them in Anaheim. It was game 5, St. Marie Dumont versus Unilad. And there were so many situations when they had the bomb down, they had man advantage, and this exact thing happened. You have a 3 versus 2. You have complete bomb site control, and you allow Damage to jump across and find 2 kills. It's just stuff like this cannot happen.
I mean, you could also make the argument in a situation like if it's just the sniper watching that side, you should have the other guy in support. Like you have the extra man, so you have the resources. Either way, resources being burned from OpTic Gaming. They got the stuns in sight. They know the bomb's going down. And if they didn't, now they certainly do. The nade's coming over top, but you see Swifties actually make the adjustment. He's able to push up closer towards that Jeep. So that is 3 nades coming in. None of them connect and Damage. He's just waiting for these kills to funnel in. Has Methods over in front of him. Methods, though, wins the one-on-one, but still it's tough to get through. You got to deal with Swifty on bomb. They're taking him down one by one. They're going for the double challenge for the trade. Methods is able to connect through the bomb, and even if he falls, Scump comes in on the backside, and that is a necessary and important bounce back round for OpTic Gaming, but well executed on the retake.
Yeah, wonderful job. Even you get first blooded. Switchazor is able to find that one. You had no nades. None of the nades connected, so a great job by OpTic. They just used their gun skill to power on through, and yeah, I think I'd be same, just as critical to Tainted Minds. I feel like that's a round. You have a 4 versus 4. You get first blood. I don't think you should lose it.
And you talk about the nerves maybe setting in. That's a kill. Damage should probably finish. You could just pre-fire that. You know exactly where he's going to be coming in, and at the very least, just stay alive. At the very least, stay alive, back ammo. It makes it tougher for the opponent. Either way, though, the airborne sniper is going to find nothing. This time it's actually Methods with the bomb. I really don't know if Octane meant to have the bomb last time around. So this time they make the adjustment. Of course, that's a small thing. Right now, they're clearly just playing for picks as hard as possible. And Tainted Minds, it doesn't look like they're falling for the bait. They are just holding on to this complete map defensive spread.
Yeah, we'll see what OpTic Gaming tend to do, or what they want to do. But I like this. We've seen this from time to time, sort of spread out the defense, then use those nades to get into that B site, and you love that. Octane finds that first blood on Nimble. Like I was just talking about that first round. It's so powerful if you can find that first pick. They're able to do it. 2 offenses in a row. Now they have to deal with Damage inside that B site. They use their teamwork. Can they use their nades? A smoke goes through, but Damage in a bit of an off angle is able to find 1. Did he find 2? He does. Wonderful job by Damage. He finds all 3. Now a 1 versus 2 for Swiftzor. But Octane, he responds with 2, and he finds a 3rd. Can he hit the snipe? No, the nade comes in. So close. It comes down to a 1 versus 1. And Swifty able to find that kill. That got scary.
That was intense. Scary for both sides. I will say, if you want to talk sniper strategy on St. Marie, I personally don't think that airborne is necessary at all. I think you can rock armored, or you can like have even mountain hunker if you want to be quiet later on, because you can actually get to bottom line and watch the mid-map push. just to see if they go to big cut, and then you can later go up top, and you can essentially still cover everything in the exact same amount of time as rocking Airborne, at least for what Octane seems to be going for. So personally not a huge fan of it. You see the nade kills him at the end, but there's definitely something to be said for Airborne. Either way, though, methods, one player's already by. He's trying to take the gunfight. The nade's actually a lot deeper this time. They get the trade. Scump finds one as well. The adjustment for OpTic Gaming is there. They find themselves in a 4 versus 2.
But are they going to know Swifty's there? No, they don't. Swifty finds a kill on a Crim6. I would say he was the first player in. He did start planning. Nade goes out, now at 3v2, still doable for Swifty and Swiftazor. And you know a lot of nades were used by OpTic, so they might not have much. As Swiftazor's watching the flank, you have Octane once again with that sniper rifle, Scump with the PPSH, and Methods with an STG. And you can look at this, Tainted Minds, they both get out of the sight. I don't know if I like that. OpTic Gaming's going to know now, and you have a guy like Octane with that sniper rifle. He's going to watch an angle. And they're on the defuse. So who's going to peek first, Swiftazor or Swifty? They have to go. Already halfway through the defuse. Here comes the shot potentially, but that bomb's already done. Already defused. And, well, it's tied up 2-2.
I'm assuming in the camp at Tainted Minds, they're saying, look, it's a bad spot. We're expecting this round's going to be tough. Let's go for the hard read and assume OpTic is going to play for picks and not hop on bomb. And obviously it did not pan out. I would say in that spot, like, you can wall bang ammo, like shoulder peek, see if he's on bomb, try to connect the kill through the wall bangs. Of course, you're still at risk of getting wall banged yourself.
They were waiting for Swifty to go through middle of the map, I think, but he just took way too long.
Either way, OpTic Gaming leaning towards that A site. It is completely open. You do have a player top red who can see nothing because of the smoke grades coming in, and OpTic's actually able to get control of the opposite side.
Now, this will be the true test for OpTic Gaming, because this is what they did at Anaheim, like 2 to 3 rounds, and they lost it. They had 4 versus 4s, 4 versus 3s, 3 versus 2s. Planted at this A bomb site. Can they lock this down? And you can see the adjustment that they made. They send 2 players up, Scump and Crim, get into advanced positions, and Switzazor is able to find one on the methods. You have damage on the flank as well, but just 20 seconds left. I feel like Tainted Minds, once again, just the time is not on their side.
Well, they're going to have to bait and switch Octane or just kind of die. The Octane who's going to be able to find 2 and win the round. And that's a situation where you pretty much give up the A side completely. OpTic Gaming take full advantage. And we saw something similar on London Docks, right, where they kind of gave up the B side, I think it was, completely because they trusted the retake. But their retake wasn't successful. Same thing on St. Marie.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen time and time again when it comes to retakes, first bloods is so important, especially from the defensive side, and you have to try and find it. Instead, it goes the way of OpTic Gaming. And then the clock is just too difficult, you know, to go up against as OpTic. They find an offensive round win, and I think that's a great showing on that A site.
3 players for Tainted Minds leaning over towards A. And honestly, this is almost exactly what OpTic Gaming did. One player is kind of taken over the side. Octane is here. It really just depends on the timing that this player gets. If he decides to push, Octane, it's either he hits the shot or he doesn't. But if he peeks in front or gets the best timing, he throws a nade.
Oh, no.
He's right in front of him.
Yeah, he saw his elbow. His elbow peeked on out. So Octane knows Nimble's nearby, but he's got another player to deal with, and Nimble actually peeks the corner. Can he find a second? That Scump has a 1 versus 1. Weakens him up a bit, throws a nade. I like this play. Now you have Switzazor locking down middle. And, well, a bit of deja vu. Just the other side of the map is 20 seconds left. Scump and Methods have a 4 versus 2, but they do find 2 kills, so this is still doable for them. But, yeah, Switzazor and damage in some good positions. I don't know if they're going to expect damage up top. And, well, he has an angle on that bomb, and he's going to kill that diffuser.
Yeah, guaranteed round win once damage is in that spot. So a bit of an opening again. I think that's kind of like Octane with a sniper. You know, when you hit the shots, it works. When nothing is kind of available to you, it doesn't connect. Because, again, with the Airborne, he gets up top quicker. But if no one goes for the challenge, well, after that, by the time he goes to A, well, the players have already pushed through. And granted, that player almost got bad timing and lined up for Octane, but it doesn't happen. So, yes, he's good with the sniper, but potentially something to consider putting away at a certain point.
Yeah, well, there it is. So we'll see OpTic. It looks like they're going towards that B site. And there's the adjustment out of Tainted Minds. They actually sent 2 towards A. You see Nimble and Swifty there towards that site, and they're just going to probably flank right away. So Swiftazor and Damage just have to stay alive and wait for their friends to go around towards that OpTic Gaming side of the map. Crim6, he's going to have some company soon. But it's really on these 2 Tainted Minds players to open up the map for their teammates. Once again, they can't waste too much time. You already have 10 seconds off that clock. They have to go. sooner or later. They're playing so slow in the back.
That might get good timing, though. Crim's going back and
Hear
forth.
one.
Yeah, he's going to hear one player. He's not ready for the second, but doesn't even matter. He might have actually heard him even towards the end. The smoke comes in on the flip side of things. Gunfights, though. They just got one all over the place in front of OpTic. Again, as you pointed out, they're playing a little bit slow, maybe because they didn't want to get heard, but Crim does make the read, and then Scump on the front end, I think, was able to find at least 2 kills on the play. Actually, yeah, it had to have been 2 kills on the 2 players in front, but very solid round coming out from OG. You saw at the start, I think almost every single nade and stun they had just to guarantee control that B side off the rip.
And I don't mind the retake setup from Tainted Minds, especially with the smoke to make it hectic. But what you want to do is plan that with the flank so that when the smoke goes down, maybe somebody gets a little, you know, they don't trust their teammates. They look left a little bit, then that flank comes through. It could be a great opportunity. But in round number 8, Damage is able to find that first blood. Now you have Octane. He might get naded here. He's got a lot of nades coming in. Yep, there we go. Swiftazor able to find that kill, and you have a 4 versus 2. Tainted Minds, this is 2 offenses in a row where they have just run over this A site.
And now Damage is going to have a player walk right in front of him. Credit to Methods. He read that like a book, but now he's going to have to get a couple more chapters read. He's going to get challenged from Nimble up top, who overcommits, but you see the trade is coming in from mid-map. Maybe a little bit nervous for a Tainted Minds fan, but no love lost. They got the round win. And pretty dominating stuff as well at the end. Not of the day, but of the round.
And well, you see the risk with that sniper, right? If Octane doesn't hit a shot,
I don't like the airborne. I'm not
I
a fan.
I like scoped. I think armored scope's great.
What does Dash use? Does he use scoped on the sniper? I don't use scoped personally. I'm not a huge fan
I think
of
that's
scope,
same
but it's
Marie
important.
because you shoulder peek it.
Very true. Either way, though, it's certainly not panning out for the moment. Obviously, still a tie game, and OpTic has had success before of kind of overloading this B-side on offense. But yeah, Swifty is going. Potentially not wasting time. There's the gunfight. He's able to find one. Now you just got to stay alive.
Yep. To try and dive on back, and he does a great job. And there's that first blood. Now they have man advantage. Wonderful adjustments made by Tainted Minds. And now they're going to try and hit this B site potentially. You have Nimble. He's up top. And OpTic, they're going to flood on through. They're all going to watch a different angle. And I don't mind this play. This gives them an opportunity. Tainted Minds, it looks like they're going to 3-hit this flank, and OpTic might not realize that. Maybe Nimble will bait him a little bit. We'll see. Here we go. First contact comes to the front. Now you have gunfights on the flank. You heard Methods. 2 on the flank. Make it 3, though, and Methods able to find 2. Damage, though. He's on the flank. 2 versus 2. Still possible, but Methods clutches on up, and that's why I didn't like that play. I think you got to send someone through top restaurant instead. That 3 versus 4 retake doesn't happen. Methods find some easy kills on that bomb. When you don't have nades to work to flank the guy in the bomb, it's so tough to get him off that.
You also have to all in. You can't afford a shoulder peek because if you got 3 guys in sight, someone's going to turn to help out Methods. And if you go too slow, Methods can do it by himself. And that is the exact same setup OpTic had, I think, in the very first round of the entire map. But instead of the sniper they had on bomb, they had Methods STG, which, man's on a 4 streak, has 11 kills, pays dividends.
Yeah, so into round number 10 now. And Tainted Minds, it's looking like it's their turn to hit B. Methods and Crimsace, they're not going to get in. It looks like they're going to go a little bit late. Swifties aren't in that bomb, but he's going to get first blooded by Damage. Where's the trade? Crim's going to come on through. It's his turn. Can he find the second? No. Nice shots out of Swiftazor. You have a 3 versus 2. And Octane and Scump are both on the flank. Swiftazor in a tough spot, a little weak. Scump's going to beat the corner. And Damage isn't there for the trade. So you have a 2 versus 2. Things are going to calm down here a little bit.
And you can see they only have information of one of the 2 players. They know where Scump is, but they're not sure about Octane. Well, there you go. You got the information. You know it's Octane. You know it's Scump. You got to play over top red. And that bomb could get planted. He's got to pick it up, though. It's right next to it. It's going to edge over, grab it, go for the plant. There you go. He's just waiting to heal up a little bit.
So we're going to have a 2v2 situation. You have Nimble, bottom restaurant, watching that flank. You have Damage. Well, they're going to both go into red. And Scump, he's going to get caught out. Nimble, I feel like you got to take that gunfight. Instead, he's going to back on down. Scump's going to reposition up top. I don't mind this, but yeah, Scump knows that Nimble probably went up top behind this desk. And they're going to go through the offensive side. Both of these Tainted Minds players are up top restaurant. Now you have Nimble going on a flank, and this might get red. He's going to be able to get the bomb carry. He is. All right. That was a little bit scary. It still is. Octane, he's going to get on the bomb, defuse it on the backside, but Nimble has time to go around. Find that kill. Round 11. Tainted Minds, this is it. For their first win in the Pro League against OpTic Gaming. I don't think a lot of people would have expected this.
I was talking to Methods right before the series. He wanted me to call him, give him a nickname. And I was like, well, if you win, sure, but what happens if you lose to Australians? And he said, if I lose Australians, you call me garbage. Well, 1 round away from losing to Australians. We'll see if OpTic Gaming clutches up, or as you put it, Tainted Minds get their first win in the Pro
Here we
League.
go, Chance, and there's that sniper rifle on Octane. And what does Tainted Minds go to? I love it. Go right back to that A site. You know, it's been working so well for you. Damage is going to throw some nades into B, but Octane, he has some help this time. Scum's here. There's the adjustment made by OpTic, but Nimble's already getting pushed up towards that barrel. But Octane actually switched. He switched to the STG, so no sniper. Nades come through. Nimble dodges them, and you already have 3 members here for OpTic. It's going to be tough, but that's a nice nade. Backs down Scum. Bomb's going to be planted. 4 versus 4 retake now. Nimble lines him on up, finds the first. Can he find the second? No, but he's done enough. He's staying alive. Swifty finds that. Here we go. Tainted Minds, this is their opportunity to get that first match win under their belt. And Damage is on the late flank. I love this play, but there's pressure by Methods through the middle of the map. Where is Damage? He's got a point on out. He's able to find it now, a 1 versus 2. And there we go. Tainted Minds has done it. They get their first match win over OpTic Gaming.
They beat them on their best map in Gibraltar. From down 5-1 after the first half of CTF, they come back to beat them 6-5. And then you got the same stat line for the Game 5 Round 11 victory. The Aussies pulled off the upset.
Sheesh.
They get their first win in Pro League. And now, yes, you have to say OpTic, they're still in a good spot for top 4. But if you lose to the team at the bottom of the division, you get nervous. It gets tough.
Well,
it gets wild.
You now have OpTic garbage on the team, right? Isn't that what
Yeah,
no. I just kidding. Methods, obviously, he had a great Game 5. But I just love the plays right there in round number 11. Go back to that A site. You saw some well-placed nades. Nimble was able to stay alive. That was the key play. And then Damage goes through the late flank. It got a little bit scary where it seemed like he maybe was taking his time a little bit too much, but he times it perfectly. They clutch on up. And I don't want to say the OpTic S&D woes continue, because map number 2, they looked great. But you have to talk about the Gibraltar comeback, that 5-1 London Docks CTF comeback. It was a crazy series.
And was the loss to Unilad, I think, round 11 on St. Marie as well for OpTic Gaming?
Yeah.
They're not fans of St. Marie on round 11.
No,
Rounds 1 through 10, sure, they'll take some of them, but that clutch in the end is tough. Either way, you got to give all the props in the world to Tainted Minds, right? I mean, again, you can't overstate it enough. They didn't win a single series. We're comparing them to Epsilon, but then they get top 8. They look great. They made improvements. And we were saying, or at least I tweeted out, like, before we started, like, I am most excited to watch Tainted Minds, because who knows what the hell they're going to bring to the table. They almost take down Rise, almost, but not quite. And they do take down OpTic Gaming. And I'm kind of scared if I'm like every other team in this division, because, like, if Tainted Minds can do that, they can beat everyone.
Yeah, they certainly can. And with their first match win, we have Swifty on the floor with Jets with our PS4 instant reaction.
Thanks, Joe. So you guys have just gotten your first win here at the Pro League, and against a team like OpTic, no less, who are 2nd in the rankings right now. So how do you feel?
Feels pretty good to get a win on the board. Like, so many weeks we've been wanting a win. Like, Anaheim, we had a pretty good run, and like, should have beat OpTic there as well, to be honest. Like, we threw first map at Anaheim, basically the same map as Jib, like first map there. And yeah, I don't know.
So then what was different here? What was the key to victory? Why were you able to finally take this win over OpTic when you couldn't before?
We won the first hard point, which is good. And then we won the CTF, which we lost at Anaheim. So like, yeah, we could have beat them there as well, but yeah.
All right. Well, finally, you guys, it's clear that you're just vastly improving, you know, from your awesome run at Anaheim through, you know, nearly taking a series versus Rise and now taking a series versus OpTic. What do you attribute that improvement to?
Honestly, I don't know. We didn't play at home, like, at all. Played one scrim, and then come here, we scrim Lightning Panthers once, and then that's about it. And then obviously ran Rise close yesterday. Should have won that as well, but it's whatever.
All right, well, whatever you're doing, it is definitely working. So thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Welcome back. We talked about, how many upsets were we going to see. Ben and I on Trading Shots had a discussion basically about the APAC teams after their top 8's nameless. Were they going to make some noise? I said, yes, I think they are. Here's the first crazy victory you're going to get out of one of the squads. But I do want to go back to our conversation before this best of 5. And you were shocked that they were willing to play OpTic on Gibraltar Hardpoint Game 1. How do you feel now?
I was mind-blown that they would choose to play that map. But they win it, and they do it in a way where it comes down to the wire. They clutch up, they take the victory. Who would have thought Tainted Minds would beat OpTic on their best respawn? That's the only respawn that OpTic was undefeated on in Hardpoint, and they take it to them, they win the map, and they go on to win the series. Tainted Minds. People are going to start putting some respect on Tainted Minds' name.
I completely agree, and I thought that once Octane got fully streaked out towards the end of that Hardpoint, that they're at least going to be able to force the turret one. I'd say like the only thing I could nitpick at is maybe you want to use the artillery barrage before the glide bomb just to deny time on that Castle Road Hardpoint, but still they win it in exciting fashion.
All right, well, let's get to the scuff play of the game from this particular match. I know there were some insane moments really across all 5 games, but here it's going to be a big clutch that comes in.
Yeah, you got Damage here defending the B bomb site and OpTic Gaming. They're just trying to brute force their way in. Not a lot of utility expended by them, and they just line up one by one. Damage picks them all apart, gets 3 kills in this round as he swings the round in favor of Tainted Minds.
What was OpTic's plan right there? The nade comes in at the very end. You see Octane picking up that kill with the sticky grenade at the very end there. Like, you got to throw that early and then go in and try to trade it out.
Challenge him on his tag.
You peek, you spot it, you throw the nade, you go in and trade. But right there, they just challenge in a straight line, get 3-piece. Like, that's just an error on the side of OpTic Gaming.
Well, I think some rough search and destroy rounds is what's plagued this team since they formed. Trying to fix some small mistakes. Maybe they take that series, but I still think a part of it just comes down to that game 1. You take them on their best map, you beat them, you're in OpTic's head immediately. You have to think. To be fair, though, OpTic did rebound with, what, a 6-1 victory in the search and destroy. They smoke them.
5-1 lead in CTF.
Okay, let's talk about the CTF. Let's talk about the CTF. So you guys, we were watching that. It ends up being 6-5 for Tainted Minds. What, Philip? I know Docks is a crazy map, but what happened there, Nameless?
I mean, they were up 5-1, and then they kind of just let off the gas a little bit, and it was like 3 minutes left on that second side where Tainted Minds, they get a cap, and it's 5-2, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe OpTic just gave up another cap, and then Tainted Minds rally another flag, and then they just kept rallying it down to the final second where they get that last cap and win the game. It was just an absolute collapse out of OpTic Gaming where Tainted Minds were just, they looked like a dominant force for that 3 minute span.
It's actually funny because basically, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. We were in the back set up with a couple of TVs. Nameless started watching the England-Croatia World Cup game.
Had to.
And we were also watching this series. And we're focusing on the World Cup game. It's going down to the wire. It's in the second part of extra time. And then suddenly, he's like, they're coming back. I'm like, what? I look over and we just watched it go down. Didn't look back at the game for the next 3 minutes. It was an insane rally. That's impressive to see stuff like that from Tainted Minds, right?
Of course, Tainted Minds had absolutely no business winning that map. OpTic Gaming, they get fully streaked out so early on in the game, and you're up by 4 flag caps. You figure at that moment in time, like, you have 3 mistakes to make. They make way more than 3 mistakes. They don't use the streaks to their full effect. And Tainted Minds, that's exactly why you never give up, and you have to commend them for staying in it till the very end.
Well, what happened in that CTF was there was one moment in time where they had that flag out, and it was kind of just lingering over near lights. OpTic picks up the kill on him, then they call in that barrage. And then what happened was OpTic was just like, they were peeking and they were dying from people inside of lights rather than waiting for the barrage to go away and trying to get that return. It led to just them rallying flags and winning the game.
Is that part of the reason that a lot of times top teams are scared to play a map like London Dock CTF?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams are scared to play the map because you can easily be spawn trapped and people can rally flags on you, and it
like
kind of
saw them do.
You can have control for 8 minutes and lose in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Well, then we get to the game 4. OpTic blows them out again. So basically, the games 2 and game 4, OpTic's just shredding. But let's talk about what went down in the game 5. Obviously, it goes the wire. OpTic has a history with these round 11s on this particular map. But Revin, talk to me about the final map.
Yeah, so it's St. Marie, Dumont, Search and Destroy, OpTic Gaming. You know, it's kind of back and forth in the early game, but still some small mistakes made on OpTic Gaming's part, and you have to also give credit to Tainted Minds. They took the proper risks. I think a lot of it came down to just the basic coordination that you saw from OpTic Gaming. I remember one round in particular where it was like a 3-on-2 situation, you know, in favor of OpTic Gaming, and then things just all collapse inside the B bomb site. Somebody goes on the flank, nobody was watching it, free 2-piece in the back, but this is that final round 11.
Yeah, I mean, and on this map, I mean, OpTic Gaming has had some tough losses on the St. Marie Dumont Search and Destroy.
To Unilat at Anaheim.
Yeah, particularly near this A bomb site. And then right here, you see Nimble picking up that first blood. It makes it so tough for OpTic Gaming to keep trading or to trade out in this round and win the round. But, you know, right here when a team has control, bomb down, and they have both sides, you're going to be in such a tough spot. They're going to have to rely on Methods here to pick up a kill. He does get one, but ultimately it's not enough because Damage does get to this top red.
We were freaking out. We were all hanging out watching, like, Damage, get to the window, get to the window. Like,
I was watching it go down. He was marking in back ammo while that was all going down. I was like, where are you playing?
The only way OpTic wins that round is if Methods gets that kill, somehow gets away with his life, and they can reset in 2v2, but there's just not enough time right there for them to do anything.
Well, they couldn't get it done. Now, let's take a look at the schedule and kind of talk about the upcoming matches, what we have left today, because we've already had 2 thrilling series, and there's a lot more matches to come. Up next, going to be Rise Nation and Complexity. You just saw OpTic's first game of a doubleheader. Now we're going to see Complexity's first game. And the upsets, these are where you really need them if you're a team like Complexity, who's on that bubble, a chance to make a play. You play Rise, you play OpTic today. You need to go 1-1. If you can somehow go 2-0, what a ridiculous day that'd be for Complexity. But, Revan, what chances are you giving to them to really handle Rise Nation?
You know, maybe I don't give them a big chance up against Rise Nation. Even though Rise Nation did lose in the Game 5 last night to United, I think that's just going to awaken them even more and light even a bigger fire under them. I do give them a slight chance now against OpTic Gaming later in the day. OpTic do have a lot of